Before we were in the Office of Housing, my ex-partner and I moved into the first place we could find, and it was a private rental. I was just happy to have a roof over our heads, but we really couldn't afford it from the start. It just got harder and harder to maintain, and eventually we had to move out. I haven't been able to find steady work since I've had the kids. I mean, back then I was on some family tax benefit and a parenting payment. But I put that all towards feeding the kids and making sure they were healthy. When my ex started getting violent, I'd spend a bit on booze too. It was the only way I could escape, really. And he only ever spent Centrelink on himself. And I was too afraid to ask where it went most of the time. When we moved out of that private rental, my ex-partner told me that he'd spoken to the real estate and he'd sorted all the paperwork. And what a relief. That was such a relief for me. But then, shortly after that, the home, phone and the internet bills started turning up in just my name. So I had so much going on, mentally, physically, financially. I didn't even think about what that meant. And I couldn't afford the bills on top of everything else, so I threw the first few in the bin, and then I just stopped opening them after that. I didn't feel that I could talk to him about that, about what he'd done with the bills. He was just so volatile, and it wasn't worth the battle. I started hearing from debt collectors telling me they'd take me to court and they would make me bankrupt. And when I became homeless, I lost my mobile, so I stopped hearing from them. I don't have any paperwork, and I don't want to go bankrupt. I just want to deal with these old bills, get them sorted. And once the kids and I move from transitional to long-term housing, I just want to make a fresh start and get everything connected without any hassles.